Brace yourselves. People cause you're in for a whirling ride. Y'all won't believe the crazy storm that's got everyone in Hollywood shaking their heads in fury. This thing has been going on in the industry for a while, but people are starting to get tired of sitting down and watching in silence. Ever since Diddy got arrested in September, people in the industry have been stepping forward to share occasions where they were assaulted by a higher-up in the industry and had to shut up because of one reason or the other, which is why people were reeling in shock and ready to tear Brooks apart after word got out that he was involved in an SA. But this isn't just your average case of sexual assault. This type of assault has been going on for a long while, and it's usually directed toward the makeup artists responsible for dressing celebrities up and the cleaners in charge of cleaning up their dressing rooms, which is why this particular case struck a chord. Who would have imagined that Garth Brooks, the country singer that we all know for his clean-cut and charming image, would be caught up in such a massive legal drama? And get this, the allegations are not just shocking, they're downright disturbing. A woman who's choosing to remain anonymous under the name Jane Roe just dropped a bombshell lawsuit on October 4, claiming Brooks raped her back in 2019 at a hotel in LA. But that's not even the most chilling thing about this. Can you believe that Garth Brooks had actually been studying this woman for quite a while and waiting for the right time to make a move like a poultry owner with his barely hatched chicks? And yes, you heard that right. The woman, or Jane Roe as she prefers to be called, just recently spilled the tea on how she was working as a hair and makeup stylist for Garth and his wife, country queen Trisha Yearwood, for over 20 years. But things allegedly took a dark turn when she started working directly for Garth in 2017. Now, I'm not going to ask why she suddenly decided to switch sides from the husband to the wife, but it's pretty clear that Garth Brooks had a lot to do with it. While we don't exactly know if he forced her into quitting her job with his wife, we do know that her new job at his office was not a mere coincidence. Sounds pretty weird, doesn't it? Like something a serial killer with a lot of free time on his hands would do, planning out an assault and waiting for the opportune moment to do his deed. The real kicker? This horrifying event supposedly went down while the two were in town for a Grammy tribute in October 2019. Jane Roe claims that while they were traveling from Nashville to LA, Garth booked one hotel suite for both of them. Suspicious already, right? But it gets worse. According to her, Garth showed up naked in the doorway and forced himself on her. Afterward, he allegedly acted like nothing happened and had the nerve to expect her to do his hair and makeup. And if that wasn't bad enough, she claims this wasn't the first time Garth crossed the line. Earlier that same year, while at his home, she says he exposed himself, grabbed her hands, and made her touch him. I mean, how many red flags can one person raise? Garth, of course, isn't taking these accusations lightly. He's already come out swinging, filing his own lawsuit in Mississippi last month. He's calling the whole thing a pack of lies, claiming that she's been blackmailing him for millions of dollars since July. According to Garth, she's been threatening to go public unless he cuts her a fat check, and he's been under intense pressure ever since. In his own words, it's like having a loaded gun waved in my face. Yikes. In typical Hollywood fashion, Garth's filing remains anonymous for the sake of families on both sides, but he's adamant that none of this is true. "I trust the system," he said in a bold statement. "I do not fear the truth, and I am not the man they have painted me to be." But wait, there's even more tea to spill. According to the complaint, Garth Brooks didn't stop at just the alleged assault. Swin girl. It gets worse. The lawsuit claims that after the alleged attack, Garth kept up his creepy behavior, making crude sexual comments about his fantasies involving the victim and even groping her against her will. How disgusting is that? And here's where things take a real turn. Jane Roe says Garth went out of his way to delete incriminating text messages that he sent her, messages that clearly show he knew what he was doing and tried to cover it all up. So shady, right? Allegedly, those texts were the smoking gun, but it seems like Brooks made sure they vanished, at least most of them. But the plot thickens. Jane Roe actually provided a screenshot of an alleged conversation with Garth, and girl, it's shocking. While her part of the conversation is redacted, there's one line that wasn't blacked out where she cheekily says, "And that huge stick you carry, Roosevelt." And what was Garth's response? A cringeworthy, "I'll take that nickname," followed by a laughing emoji and not one but two heart emojis. Then, to top it off, he writes, "Thank you, I love you," with a whole bunch of red hearts. Ugh, seriously. But wait, there's more dirt. The lawsuit also claims Garth used a burner phone and different email addresses to communicate with Jane Roe, as if this were some kind of undercover operation. Apparently, he would even give her a heads up if he was going to message her from a different name. Super sketchy. Despite all this, Garth continues to forcefully deny everything. In fact, he's doubling down, saying these are nothing but attempts to extort him and drag his name through the mud. He's calling the whole thing a character assassination and told the press he's been dealing with non-stop threats for 2 months, with people demanding millions in hush money to keep quiet. He's holding strong though, saying hush money is hush money, no matter how big or small the check. Is his wife hauled as shocked as we are by the horrendous lawsuit that's been filed against her husband? Or was she in on the whole thing from the scratch? After all, rumor has it that the Queen Bee might have watched while Jay-Z and Diddy were busy planning out a couple of shenanigans. God only knows what these two, who are literally among the top 10 most influential men in hip-hop right now, are hiding. But whatever it is, it's not looking too good. Well, whatever they're hiding, they won't be hiding it for too long. After Diddy got arrested, he was hit with a total of 120 lawsuits and still counting. And boy, do those numbers keep going all the way up. But that's not all. The cops also recently revealed that there are so many influential celebrities that have been involved in the Diddy saga from day one, and they can't wait to spill names. But for now, they'd rather stay silent and play hanky-panky because they don't want to be hit by defamation lawsuits. Just kidding though, but you know the drill. Among the theys who must not be mentioned, only Harry Potter fans can understand. Anyway, among the names who must not be mentioned, people can't help but suspect that Jay-Z is a ringleader. After all, DaBaby personally attested to seeing a different side to the couple in Puffy's Flavor Camp.
Why did it take law enforcement so long to intervene? How many women were victimized by Sean Combs, and how many others were involved?
Look, our investigation is ongoing. We are committed to bringing justice to everyone who's been victimized by the defendant. I can't tell you why it took so long. I think the better focus is on the fact that we are here today. And we are committed to making sure that justice is done.
You said we are not done and that Combs did not do this alone. Do you foresee that there could be other charges related to this case?
I'm not taking anything off the table.
But let's talk about Garth Brooks, shall we? I'm beyond shocked and outraged that one of my all-time favorite, dearly beloved country singers would commit such a deed. But then, I think one thing that the recent lawsuits flu that has been infecting all of Hollywood has taught me is that you can't trust anyone. You take one look at all these handsome and beautiful-looking celebrities with their charming smiles, and you instantly assume that they're saints. Up until that moment when the skeletons in their cupboards start peeking through. With Garth's squeaky clean image now under fire and the rumor mill running wild, you can bet this isn't the last we're going to hear about it. Is Brooks really as innocent as he claims to be? Could Jane Roe be the actual victim in this case? Stay tuned, folks. Hollywood hasn't seen drama like this in a while, and you best bet that whatever new news comes out, we'll be here to spill the full details. In the meantime, make sure you the bell and subscribe icon so you can stay on top of all the latest news and gossip. This thing is crazy, y'all. But do let me know what you think in the comment section below.